My name is Prashant and I teach a Bhangra fitness class at PCC, Sylvania campus. So for having grown up in India, Bhangra and Bollywood was a part of my life. Bollywood music is like the popular music here in America. So it's the popular music of India that is in movies. Every single Indian movie is a musical. So it has 4 to 5 songs. And so most of the Bollywood music comes from these movies and these songs, and it goes on air, on the radio, on television. So it gets mass popularity all over the country. Whereas Bhangra comes from a particular region of India called Punjab. And so it's folk music from Punjab. Started off in really small villages, and people took it to the UK and Canada and made some fusion, and they've been doing that for a couple of decades. I make my own mix of music for the fitness class, keeping in mind the heart rate of the students and to be able to get a good workout in whatever time the class is for. And at the same time, for my dance parties, I incorporate the movements and I teach some simple movements beforehand so that people are aware about Bollywood and Bhangra a little bit before they come to the dance floor. As students, it can be interesting in the beginning to catch up to the beat and the movement, because it's very different from what they're used to. And so what I do is every single class for the first 10-15 minutes, we just go over some basic movements over and over again until students feel comfortable, because to be able to use it for fitness, they need to not think about the movement and what is coming next and just be in the moment. So I spend a lot of time isolations of muscles that we use for Bhangra. I absolutely encourage the students to take my class. I personally do not like that much running on a treadmill, not a big fan of that. I think we all, in one way or the other, struggle to find the motivation to be fit. And to take a fitness class like this, where you get to learn about an amazing music form from a different country, learn about the movements and incorporate them into your daily life. How does Bhangra make me feel? I think that's a really interesting question, especially because a lot of the movements I try to incorporate some common things that we do as the names of the movement, so people identify with them. So for example, there's a movement called high five, which I just made up the main name because the movement is very similar to giving someone a high five. And there's another one that's I call the flying step, which is where you're basically, your hands are moving like you're flying. Someone says, what is Bhangra? Is you lift your arms up and you shimmy your shoulders. So that's one of the most common Bhangra moves. And then there's also a flying step where you're basically kind of like you're flying. And I absolutely identify with that one. I feel like when I'm dancing Bhangra, I am flying and I can do anything. It's very empowering. While I'm no future teller, I can definitely see that there's more and more growing interest in this music and dance form. I was featured on the front page of the Oregonian How We Live section recently about incorporating Bollywood and Bhangra into the mainstream culture in Portland. And there's a lot of us all over the country. And I believe that just the way there was a 90s Latin revolution wherein big artists like Enrique Iglesias and Shakira were born, after Slumdog Millionaire, there is definitely an Indian revolution around the corner. And I believe that Bollywood and Bhangra will be very much a part of this beautiful country in the future. kind of our way of wanting to choose between whether we want to say yes or no or maybe. And so here's your yes, and here's your no, and here's your Indian head vowel. And as you notice, everyone in the room is smiling. So it's one of those things that you cannot do without smiling. So is that all?